very good afternoon to you. This is TV Sapienza, transmitting on Star Times channel 260. Today is Tuesday, the 3rd of June 2025. My name is Joe Igbo. In our news headlines this afternoon, the federal government has declared Friday, June 6 and Monday, June 9 as public holidays to celebrate the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha. The Delta State Governor, Sheriff Obroweri, has threatened to sack commissioners in his cabinet that are not performing according to expectations. The House of Representatives Committee on Basic Examination has queried the West African Examination Council WAEC head of Nigeria office, Amos Dagnut, over the conduct of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination WASSCE at night in different parts of the country. And judiciary workers across the country have commenced an indefinite nationwide strike following a directive issued by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, or JUSUN. Now the details of the news. The federal government has declared Friday, June 6 and Monday, June 9 as public holidays to celebrate the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, made the announcement in a statement on behalf of the federal government. Tunji Ojo congratulated all Muslim Ummah, both at home and in the diaspora, on the occasion and urged them to continue to imbibe the spirit of sacrifice and faith as exemplified by Prophet Ibrahim, and to also use the period to pray for a peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. He assured Nigerians that the people-oriented reforms and initiatives carried out in furtherance of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration are to restore Nigeria on the path of progress. Tunji Ojo also urged Nigerians to collaborate with the present administration to restore the glory of Nigeria as a great nation. The Minister of State for Works, Bello Goronyo, says 880 billion naira is needed annually to optimally maintain the roads across the country. The minister stated this during a public hearing of the ad hoc committee on the need to investigate the implementation and remittance of the 5% user charge on petroleum products and diesel under the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency of FEMA Act. Mr. Goronyo said that the remittance of 5% user charge was designed to serve as a sustainable funding mechanism for road maintenance and rehabilitation. He noted that for years, FEMA has grappled with severe funding inadequacies, hampering its ability to maintain the nation's vast road network. According to the minister, Nigeria's roads are the lifeline of commerce and social integration, and their maintenance is not merely a policy directive, but is of national importance. The federal government is pursuing a $25 undersea gas pipeline project to supply gas to Europe. This was disclosed during a meeting between Vice President Kashim Shettima and Vito Group in the Presidential Villa, Abuja, yesterday. The project, which is the Nigeria-Morocco gas pipeline, aims to transport Nigerian gas to Morocco and onward to Europe through the West African coastline. Vice President Shettima said President Bola Tinubu's economic reforms have positioned Nigeria as a prime investment destination, especially in the energy sector. The Vice President made a direct appeal to global investors to key into Nigeria's energy drive, stating that the President is putting Nigeria on a new trajectory. He described Nigeria's gas sector as a beacon of stability and transparency amid global uncertainty. The Abia State Ministry of Health has issued an urgent health advisory to all residents of the state regarding the outbreak of diphtheria in the neighboring Amos State. Briefing newsmen yesterday after this week's Executive Council meeting presided over by Governor Alex Oti, the Commissioner for Information, Prince Okekano, said preventive measures included vaccination for children and for adults who are not sure of their diphtheria status. He urged parents to be vigilant in taking note of any child that shows symptoms of diphtheria. Kanu, who advised citizens to report any suspected case to local health authorities, urged stakeholders to disseminate the information. The Delta State Governor Sheriff Oborowori has threatened to sack commissioners that are not performing to expectation in his administration. The governor stated this in Asaba during the inauguration of 8 units of 4-bedroom duplexes built by his administration to accommodate some commissioners living in either rented apartments or their personal houses. Governor Oborowori hinted that there had been growing rumors that he was planning to reshuffle his cabinet after 2 years in office, which he said did not originate from him. He said 3 of his commissioners whose impacts were not being felt in government would have their appointments terminated, while those who are performing would continue in office. The Delta State Governor said the construction of additional 8 units of 4-bedroom duplexes at the commissioners' quarters was executed by his administration as the existing 22 units of houses at the quarters had become inadequate. The House of Representatives Committee on Basic Examination yesterday queried the West African Examination Council WAEC head of Nigeria office, Amos Dagnut, over the conduct of the West African Senior School Certificate Examination WASSCE at night in different parts of the country. The lawmakers demanded a report on the alleged leak of the examination that resulted in WAEC conducting the examination in some states late at night and the examination body's guidelines within 24 hours. The chairman of the committee, Oboku Ofoji, said Nigerians, especially parents of the affected candidates, deserved an explanation from WAEC. The head of Nigeria office, WAEC, Amos Dagnut, blamed the development on logistics, which arose following leakages of question papers earlier. The Enugu State Electricity Regulatory Commission has directed Manpower Electricity Distribution Company to refund over 20,000 customers who were overbilled in April 2025. In a statement signed and released by EERC Chairman Chijoke Okonkwo and the Commissioner in charge of Market Operations, Ruben Okoye, the Commission said the order followed a thorough investigation into the company's billing practices, which revealed a significant increase in estimated billing violations. It was stated that the list of affected customers has been published on the Commission's website, and Manpower has until July 2025 billing cycle to complete the refunds. It warned that failure to comply with the order will attract a fine of 500,000 naira for each day of non-compliance, as stipulated in the Enugu State Electricity Law 2023. The Commission noted that it has been monitoring the DISCO's billing practices since October 2024 and had issued several letters to the company highlighting its concerns. The Commission advised affected customers who did not receive their refunds by the deadline to contact them immediately via email or phone call. The Labour Party presidential candidate in the 2023 elections, Mr. Peter Obi, has donated 20 million naira to victims of the flooding disaster in Mokwa local government area of Niger State. Obi made the donation yesterday when he paid a visit to the state, and he promised to personally visit the families of the victims and meet them one-on-one. Mr. Obi, who was received on arrival at the Niger State Government House, Mina, by the Deputy Governor Yakubu Garba, expressed sympathy to the government and the people of Niger State over the loss. 153 people have been reported dead, with over 100 others missing in the flash flood that ravaged the Mokwa communities last week. The former Anambra State Governor prayed for the repose of the souls of the dead and for God to grant the affected families the fortitude to bear the irreparable loss. The Deputy Governor who received Obi thanked the former Anambra State Governor for supporting the distressed Mokwa flood victims. He also commended him for his kindness and love for humanity, especially in the support of victims of natural disasters. Judiciary workers across the country have commenced an indefinite nationwide strike following a directive issued by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, or JUSN. As of yesterday morning, many courts across Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory FCT Abuja, were shut down, bringing judicial activities to a halt nationwide. The strike was triggered by the federal government's failure to address several demands, including the payment of 5 months' wage award arrears, implementation of the 70,000 naira national minimum wage, and the 23 to 35% salary increase for workers under the consolidated public service salary structure. These grievances were outlined in a circular sent to all chapter chairmen, signed by JUSUN's acting General Secretary, M.J. Akwashiki. Akwashiki explained that the strike proceeded after a series of failed negotiations, including meetings convened by the Minister of Labour and Employment, aimed at resolving the issues. To end the Sapientia TV news at 1 p.m., a recap of the major headlines. The federal government has declared Friday, June 6 and Monday, June 9 as public holidays to celebrate the Muslim festival of Eid al-Adha. The Delta State Governor Sheriff Oboroweri has threatened to sack commissioners in his cabinet that are not performing according to expectations. The House of Representatives Committee on Basic Education has queried the West African Examination Council, WAEC head of Nigeria office, Amos Dagnut, over the conduct of the West Africa Senior School Certificate Examination, or WASSCE, at night in different parts of the country. And finally, judiciary workers across the country have commenced an indefinite nationwide strike following a directive issued by the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria, or JUSUN. That was the Sapientia TV news at 1 p.m. On behalf of the editorial and technical crew, I am Joe Igbo. Thanks. Good afternoon and thanks for choosing TV Sapientia.